Hey, what's going on, guys? How y'all doing? So in today's video, I kind of want to do similar to like I did my last video, where it's treat this almost like a podcast. I think it's gonna be kind of just long form, me kind of talking. Basically what I want to do is talk about my initial impressions of Genshin Impact. I don't want to do any kind of analytics. I don't want to do any kind of like in-depth review. This is just, you know, my impressions from playing the game for a couple days. I probably have about 10 hours logged, give or take. I'm at adventure rank 22, so that gives you some perspective of how long I've been playing. And I just kind of want to go over, you know, how I feel about the game so far. There are a couple, you know, points that I want to hit. To talk about things that, you know, things I really like and things that I think could be improved and things that I honestly just don't like at all. So like I said, I do want to kind of keep this like in podcast form. Let me know down in the comment section, do you like this kind of video where, you know, it's longer formed, it's not like a lot of editing, but it's just kind of me talking about my thoughts. Let me know down in the comment section below. And before we jump into the video, if you want some more content from me, go over and follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/xjazz207. I stream there usually about 3 times a week, if not a little bit more. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. That would mean a bunch to me. But without further ado, let's jump right in and let's talk Genshin Impact. So far, I have been loving Genshin Impact. The comparisons between Genshin Impact and Breath of the Wild are way too accurate. This is basically, it's like Breath of the Wild 2, basically. There's obviously some differences that we'll talk about, and I'm not just going to compare this to Breath of the Wild, but for someone who's never played this game, that's like the best way to explain what this game is. It's super open world. First of all, let's talk about that. The world is massive. When I first looked at this map, it honestly, like, it's not that it doesn't look that big, but when you start exploring it, it is massive. And that's one of the things that honestly threw me off when I first started playing, is how overwhelming it is. You know, I was going around, I was like, okay, I gotta go from, you know, let's say here to complete a quest. But on the way there were chests to loot, there were enemies to defeat, there were flowers to pick up, and yes, picking up flowers, well, you kind of need them for like food and crafting and alchemy and all that kind of stuff. So it does benefit you to pick up flowers. But there's just so much. It's like you have ADD when you play this game, because you're like, okay, I'm going to go there. And on the way there, you're like, ooh, I need that. And ooh, I need that. And it's just like, it stretches the game out so much because, you know, there's always something new to find. And I love that about this game. But the world is big. This map doesn't look big, but, you know, up in this corner of the map, which, you know, is the temple of a giant dragon, it doesn't look that big, but it took me, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours to go through and comb this whole area for all the chests, all the enemies, all the secrets, and I'm sure there's more. I did a very, very basic look through, but yeah, the map is just absolutely huge. It's expansive. The world feels great. The style in where you can go, you know, like, so this northern area feels very different from the southern area, and I've just barely scratched the surface here. I really haven't traveled that much. I'm actually, one of my like quests in the adventure log that I'm trying to clear is I need to go down to this statue. If you don't know, the statues basically open up different sections in the map, and you can also upgrade them to get new character improvements. But like, just to get down here is probably going to take me like an hour, hour and a half, just because there's so many things along the way that I want to do. So depending on how you feel, some people are going to be like, oh, I can't handle that. But there are some people who are going to love that, because this game is so open-ended. You don't have to follow the quest if you don't want to. If you just want to explore and go wherever, you can do that. You don't need to touch the quest. And that's the nice thing, is you can really play this game how you want. And that's how I think that they want it to feel like. So next up, let's talk about mobile versus PC, right? Because that's kind of like where this all started, was, is this a mobile game? Is it a PC game? Originally, I thought it was just a mobile game that just happened to be on PC, PS4, whatever other consoles it's on. this does not feel like a mobile game. I don't know which it was designed for first, because I'm guessing it wasn't developed for both or multiple systems at the same time. I'm guessing that it was developed for one and then ported over to others. It does not feel like this was designed to be a mobile game. First of all, the combat. Okay, let's jump in. I think there's some enemies right behind me, so I'm going to do a little bit of running around here. The combat feels incredibly complicated for a mobile game, because yes, it is a simple just, you know, click your left mouse button and you'll swing your sword, but there's like dodging. You can, you know, quickly switch to different units to use different abilities. Like, it feels like it would be very difficult to play this on a phone. So I'm actually wondering if it was not incredibly designed to be a mobile game starting out. And here I am just rambling while defeating enemies. But combat feels very good. It's very fun. And one of the things that is incredibly fun about it is that you can use any unit you want, right? There's not a lot of characters in this game. And don't get locked up in, if you see these things online, like DPS, support, healer, don't get too caught up in that, because a lot of these characters can play multiple roles. For example, Noelle. Noelle is one of the characters that if you decide to roll on, you get her basically guaranteed. And based on her role, she's a support unit. You know, she kind of heals, she adds some defense to your units. But if you want to play her as a DPS, go ahead and play her as a DPS. There's nothing stopping you. Same thing with like Fischl. Fischl's one of the ones who is kind of like up in the air right now because she does some massive damage, but she's classified as a support unit because her abilities last while she's off the field. But if you want to use her as DPS, go for it. She does massive damage. Like, you can use basically any units you want in this game. If you like the way a character looks, you know, if you like Kaya, go ahead and main Kaya. If you like Lisa, go ahead and main Lisa. There's really no limitations in how you want to play this game. And the fact that your like elemental resonances, basically you can do whatever. So if you have a team that is four different elements, you'll get a bonus. And then if you have two of the same element on a team, you'll also get bonuses. So in that terms, you know, it does kind of incentivize you to have some kind of team building aspect rather than just throwing whatever units you want together. Again, you can do that, but if you want some extra bonuses, that's really nice. But the units, like all the elements, flow together very well. You know, so right now I'm using like an ice unit, I'm using a water unit, because if your unit's frozen and then you freeze it, it will actually be frozen. You get some extra damage from your electric characters. Like, the combat is just, it feels very dynamic. It feels very smooth. It's very well put together. You have a bunch of different classes. Right now I'm maining Razor, who uses a claymore, which is just a giant sword. You have your archers, which, you know, feel very good, just really fast, low damage. You have your sword users, who, similar to archers, very fast attack, low damage. You also have some like pike users, spear users, you know, really whatever, and casters, of course. I can't forget casters. Whatever you like to play, they probably have it in this game. Aesthetics look great. All the characters' designs, fantastic. They all look super unique. You're never really gonna forget who's who. Super great. Yeah, so moving on, let's see. So I already talked about how characters are very open-ended roles, very open-ended teams. You can basically have whatever team you want. So while we're sitting here listening, the music, guys, the music for this game, like, this is my gripe with this, is that this is a mobile game, right? This is supposed to be a mobile game. The scale of this does not feel like a mobile game. The music in this game is so incredibly good. Honestly, this music tops some of like the AAA games I've played. It's fantastic. Like so this is a boss. I'm not going to fight this boss right now, but I just want to have the music kick in here. Just so we can listen to it. Okay, don't hit me. But, dude, like, when you're just chilling out, walking around, okay, that's cool. The music just, like, it's very calming, it's relaxing, but when you get into boss fights, it starts picking up the pace a little bit. Okay, don't hit me too bad. We just gotta let the music get in. I'll have it up behind me as I'm talking here. Music, absolutely incredible. It really, like, it just engrosses you in the world, and it's a super nice touch. Music is one thing that I don't think a lot of people think about. I'm going to hide behind this bush. Is he going to attack me out here? Yep, he is. Well, okay, we're just going to... Can he hit me from here? Okay, cool. We can do this and have the music going. This music's incredible. It's so good. Oh, and I mean, like, the music just, it gets you sucked in, and it makes you want to explore the world more, right? It's just so good. There's, like, as a music guy, there's not much left I can say about it. It's just so incredible. Now, we've talked about some of the good. Let's talk about some of the bad. It depends on what you think by bad. The gacha system. The gacha system and the currency of this game is kind of atrocious. I'm going to put it like that. So, it works like your normal standard gacha games. You have your banners that you can roll on. The problem I have with the gacha system, problem that a lot of people have with the gacha system, is that the rate of the characters you can get is so atrociously low. You are so unlikely to get these characters. You have to spend a lot of money, I think. Even when it's rate up, because I'm pretty sure the rate on these characters on the standard banner is like 0.6%, and there's like a 400% increase if it's a rate up, which if you do the math is like, what is it? It's like 2.4%, which is absurdly low. You know, in Arknights, if it's rate up, it's 50%. This rate up is 2.4. Give me a break. And then on top of that, like, that's the main thing. But also, if you have your special banners, you have one currency. For your standard banners, you have a different currency. Why do we have two different currencies? All right, so that's the other thing, is currencies. Let's go over what kind of currencies there are, because it's kind of ridiculous. So you have those two different currencies, right? Which you can get over here. You can get these fates, which you can get by spending your Primo Gems. Well, how do you get Primo Gems? Well, you have to buy these crystals, and then these crystals you can turn into Primo Gems, which you can then turn into your fates, which gets you wishes, which makes absolutely no sense. Or if you want, you can spend these star glitters to get fates, to get wishes. Or if you want, you can use stardust to get fate, to get wishes, or get stuff to level up your characters. Like, look, I get it. Games like Arknights do the same thing. We have gold certs, green certs, shop vouchers. We have Originite Prime. I get it. There's a lot there. I don't know. This just feels like there's so much more here in terms of currency, and it's just unnecessary. I think it could have been simplified a lot. I don't know why it's like this, but that's where we're at. Not a fan of it. However, even though that I think that the gacha system is the worst aspect of the game, that's a good thing depending on how you look at it, because this is an incredibly free-to-play game. You do not have to spend a dime on this game if you don't want to. Like I already said, the wishes are pretty bogus. Now, you can do your wishes with just in-game currency, because the Primo Gems you do get while you play the game. If you are going to spend any money on this game, when you get to level 20, that's not what I wanted to click. I wanted to click this. When you get to Adventure Rank 20, you unlock the Battle Pass. If you are going to spend money on this game, this is what I recommend you spend money on. This will give you the most bang for your buck. The battle pass is going to give you a lot of extra rewards if you get this Gnostic Hymn. You also have access to 4-star weapons, which you can choose which one you want, which is super nice. So if you're not using a character that uses a spear, don't pick the spear. And you just get a lot of extra bang for your buck. You know, if you have just the regular battle pass, look at 27, you get 3 high tier XPs. Or if you have the battle pass, you get an additional 9, so you go from 3 to 12. Like, and that's a lot of experience. So I think the first level of the battle pass is $10, and the second version of the pass is $20. We can actually double check it here. Really, the only thing you get here extra, so you start at level 10, and then you get an extra name card, and you get some extra resin, which you can use, you know, for clearing bosses and stuff like that in game to get your adventure rank up. So I went ahead, gave this one a shot just to see if I like it. You know, the extra 10 levels, it might be worth it to you, it might not, but I do want to try and get to that BP level 30 so that way I can get a 4-star level weapon, and just start progressing that much quicker. So I really like battle passes. Battle passes are nice. They consistently reward you for playing the game, and it's just a great way to reward your players. So, talking about currency, we've talked about scale, talked about music and the gacha and the combat. Let's talk about bugs for a little bit, because I've noticed there are a lot of like buggy things in this game. Literally in the first 2 minutes of playing this game, hang on, let's get out of this rain first of all. Let's get in some nice sunny weather. So in the first 5 minutes of the game, literally the beach that you spawn in on when you start the game, I clipped through a rock. I literally walked through a wall, and that was it. Hang on, my throat's itchy. Let's take, nope, not that. We want some water. Hydration is important, but so is caffeine. Yeah, I literally walked through a wall. I've walked through several walls. One of the other things I've noticed a lot is that, so I selected the female traveler. You can pick the male, of course. Paimon will consistently, if the written line is, you know, her, or they're talking about the traveler, it will say his, him. It constantly misgenders you depending on what you picked. You know, I've had audio not matching the subtitles. I've had, like I said, the audio lines are just incorrect. Sometimes when you're in combat, if you zoom in too far, it literally zooms you into first person view, which, like, even this is a, oh, hello there. It's a little close up, but going in first person is a little disorientating. Disorienting. That's the word I'm looking for. It can be a little disorienting, especially when you're in the midst of combat. Yeah, there's a lot there that can it can throw you out for game a little bit, not gonna lie. But overall, you know, it's not bad. It's just, it seems like it's a little more than I'm used to. But again, every game has its bugs, and like I said, these are just kind of like my first impressions. This, you know, am I gonna stop playing the game because of these bugs? No. But when 5 minutes into the game, I walked through a wall, I was like, I don't know about this. But it ended up being fine. You know, there's a little bit of dialogue issues. Not the biggest of deal. Just something I'm noticing. And I'm falling off a rock. Well, I'm also being attacked. That's cool. Let's see. What else we got? I mean, honestly, guys, that's kind of honestly all I had written down. Like, this game is super fun. I really don't think I need to tell you guys that. I think a lot of you guys are probably already playing this game. I'm not going to be able to go through this because I'm not high enough. I do need to figure out how to get this chest. But yeah, this game is incredibly fun. I'm really liking the game. And, you know, there's so much more I could get into. There's daily missions, there's boss battles, there's dungeons. You can just explore. Unfortunately, you can't go to that mountain. That would be cool. There's literally so much to this game. I can't talk about it all, or else this video would be like an hour. We're already at about 20 minutes, give or take, depending on how much I edit out of this. Yeah, I'm really liking this game. If you want to watch me play it, this is probably what we'll be playing for the next bit on Twitch while Arknight is kind of in a content dead zone. But yeah, guys, those are kind of my first impressions. I know I was hoping to have it a little bit more concise and in order than that. I know it was kind of a little bit all over the place. I did hit all the points I wanted to make, but yeah, sorry if that was a little confusing. I will try and get these more like concise and in line as we go forward. But of course, let me know if you guys do like this style of video in the comment section below. Obviously, this is only my second one of this like non-editing style, kind of podcast style. So yeah, just give me your thoughts down below. And if you like it, maybe we'll continue to do it, and then I'll get a lot better at, you know, playing and talking consistently at the same time. But that's gonna do it for today's video. If you guys did like the video and you want to see more, head over to twitch.tv/xjazz207. Give us a follow. That would be awesome. We're trying to hit 50 followers for affiliate. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That way you always know when I put out a new video. But guys, that's gonna do it for me today. I will see you in the next one or over on Twitch, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.